Rebel volleyball is on.
What a barn burner we have here tonight. Rich leading 16-15, set and match point for the third time. Kendall Staple to serve. Staple down the line. Giles passes up into the net. A Crawford Trump in Randolph service ace.
The 2019 season starts a new chapter of Rich High volleyball as coach Wendy Lamborn takes the reins and leads the Rebels onto the court.
It's stuffed. Epic recreation block of the game by Eliana Brown.
Crank up the volume and join us for Rich Rebel volleyball.
Stacy back corner, perfect spot.
On Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Brown sets high and outside. Hatch hits down the line, back corner, she got it in there. And the Rebels win on a Bear Lake Realty kill from Sydney Hatch.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In of Casper, by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Plains Tire, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cash Honda Yamaha of Cache Valley, and by mylocalradio.com.
The Eagles barely get to it, but it's stuffed. There's your epic recreation block of the game. Sage Tingy read that perfectly.
And now, Rich High volleyball fans.
Wallenstein, a laser that hits the top of the net, rolls over the top and in. A fourth service ace in 5 serves by Allie Wallenstein.
Pull on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on your Rebels as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good evening, Rebel fans, and welcome to Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ and mylocalradio.com. Tonight, the Rebels take the court to face the Bears from Bear Lake. It's a Rich versus Bear Lake rivalry here on KADQ and in Randolph. The season home opener brought to you by the town of Randolph, the mayor, board members, and town clerk. We'll hear from them, and then we'll set the scene for today's match of Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 with live video online at mylocalradio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home to the Rich Rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the Rich Rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Welcome back to the Town of Randolph pregame show. We've got the Bear Lake rivalry for you tonight as the Rich Rebels take on the Bears from Montpelier. We're here in Randolph. Scene Set is brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. And looking at your Scene Set, again brought to you by Utah State University Extension, the Rich County office, Rich County 4-H. The Bear Lake Bears come in at actually 2-4 overall. I got an update from Coach Wendy Parker, but didn't have a chance to update that number there on your Scene Set if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. They play in the 2A Southeast Idaho district, and it's a very deep, tough district. Last time out, the last time the Bears were on the floor, they lost on Saturday to Cokeville 3-1, and then were swept in 3 close sets by the Preston Indians to close out the Cokeville tournament 3-0. They were swept by Cokeville. So the Bears at that tournament, I should mention, they opened the season against Grace last week, a 3-1 win, lost to Campbell County, swept Lyman in 3, swept by Star Valley, lost 3-1 to Cokeville, and then were swept by Preston. So it's tough to get a reading on how good this Bear Lake team is, because if you compare scores of what Rich has done and what Bear Lake has done, again, Lyman swept Bear Lake. Rich took a set from Lyman. Preston swept Bear Lake. Swap that, back up a little bit. Bear Lake swept Lyman. Rich took one set from Lyman. Bear Lake was swept by Preston. Rich took a set from Preston. Those are the only comparative scores, or the same teams that each of these teams have played. So tough to know just where we're at this season or between these two teams, how they'll match up today. Here's a couple of things we do know. Bear Lake brings back everybody. And when you say brings back everybody, sometimes you're just saying that because they bring back 4 or 5 starters. No, Bear Lake brings back all 6 starters from last year's squad. There were a couple of players who contributed but did not start. The 6 starters tonight are the same 6 who started against Rich a year ago, plus the libero, Elizabeth McDowell, the same libero from a year ago. So there's a Bear Lake team that literally brings back everybody. The Rebels have started this young season 2-4. After the loss at Ridgeline, they lost to Evanston, beat Mountain View, lost in 4 sets to Preston, lost in 4 sets to Lyman, and then beat Green River in 5 sets. And we had it was a very good match against Green River. The Rebels took the first 2 sets. Green River bounced back for sets 3 and 4, and then the Rebels won set number 5. Last time these teams met a year ago. We'll talk about more of this more in depth on our Laketown Ledger coming up a little bit closer to the first serve in about 10 minutes. But the Rebels and Bears met twice last season, once at Cokeville. The Rebels won 3-2. But then the very next week, much like this year, but last year it was at Bear Lake the first week of the regular season, and the Bears won in 3-0. Prior to that, the Rebels had won 11 consecutive matches against Bear Lake, and Rich leads overall in this series 18-2. But the Bears won the last time these teams met, and quite frankly, on paper, because of how much experience the Bears bring back, I'd give them a little bit of an edge, but we'll see how things go tonight. This is your Been Your Scene set, brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Rebel Volleyball with the season home opener tonight, the region home opener tomorrow when Manila comes to town. The Rebels focus tonight on the Bears. We'll be back with more of the Town of Randolph pregame show when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by KADQ Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at KADQ Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Welcome back to the Town of Randolph pregame show. It's the Rebels and the Bears. Bear Lake has played one home match, and then the tournament at Cokeville. The Rebels played a match on the road last Thursday night, a week ago at Ridgeline, and then that Cokeville tournament. We're tuning in now to the Wendy Lamborn Coaches Show, presented by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. We'll hear from each of the coaches when we return on the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Ryan Steineckert with Wendy Parker, head coach of the Bear Lake Bears. It's good to talk to you again. We get to do this once a year, and it's that time of year again.
Yes, for sure.
How's your team looking? Or I should ask first, last year you just missed making it to the state tournament. You have a deep, tough region.
Yes, we do, for sure. Our district is tough, and the 2 that got out ended up first and second at state. So, yeah, that's our goal to get out this year. So.
It's been a few years, but you look back at like the late 90s and the early 2000s, Bear Lake won 4 or 5 state titles at that time.
Yes, we did. It was right when we switched districts. We dropped down, and we were able to, really cruise through and get some state championships. So we're hoping we're there now.
You had a younger team last year, right? And I remember Chelsea Gunderson. She's got the height, so that's easy to remember. But a team, I think you bring back most of your starters from last year's squad.
We do, yeah. So that's really exciting. So, yeah, it will be fun to work with them and see what we do.
What did your team do well last year? I mean, obviously you competed well in your district. Didn't quite make it to state, as we mentioned, but what did the team do well?
They're just a great bunch of girls that work good together, and they hustle. They're scrappy. There's balls that they get to that are pretty amazing, and that's fun to watch. And then we have some really good hitters and serve all around. It's just fun to watch. So.
Looking ahead and thinking about this year and making that next step for you guys, what do you need to see your team improve on this year?
There's always something that we're working on. I mean, it never ends, and I think just getting their confidence up and knowing where they are and what they're capable of is really huge, and then week to week, just getting better all around and everything. So
I like to compare the last time teams played, and you're a lot of pretty much the same team. Rich is almost the same team. They lost a few players, but last year they beat you at Cokeville 3-2, and then you turn around at home, you beat them 3-0. What did you see as the differences between those 2 matches?
I think, and what we're working on is mental toughness, and no matter what set you're playing the 10th or 15th from a tournament base, or if you're fresh going into the first set, is what we're trying to get mentally tough and knowing we can play no matter where we're at. Tiredness, I guess, after we played. So I think just getting mentally tough over everything is what helped us then, and then it's going to help us more this year. So
that exhaustion certainly plays a part at Cokeville, doesn't it?
Yes, for sure. So I think that was a major factor.
And now I mentioned Gunderson, and she's probably your outside hitter, a middle blocker, probably does a lot of good things at the net with that height. Who else, what other members of your team are big contributors?
Well, I think just overall, all around, they're all giving us a lot of contribution to every set we play. So I think they're all really all to watch, I guess. So
that's the reason we call it a volleyball team, right? Everybody has to contribute.
Yes, for sure.
Coach, is there anything else we should touch on?
I think we're good.
Wendy Parker, thanks so much for your time. The Bear Lake Bears, good luck tonight with Rich and the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We'll hear from Wendy Lamborn, the other Wendy, out on the coaching tonight. From the Rich Rebels, when we return on the Stacy's Repair and Woodruff Coaches Show on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail. Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mountain Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mountain Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Welcome back to Rich High School. We got going a little bit late tonight. Some internet issues on the first game of the season and here at Rich High School, and so I got a little bit behind. And we're going to have to skip the interview with Coach Wendy Lamborn. Maybe we can try to squeeze that in between sets. It's time for your starting lineups. This coach's show has been brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. And starting lineups for the Bear Lake Bears brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. Starters are junior number 5, Haley Humphreys, a senior number 13, Jimmy Lloyd, a junior number 24, Eliza Sharp, a sophomore number 30, Kalisha Parker, and a senior number 32, 6'2", Chelsea Gunderson. Libero is number 16, a senior, Elizabeth McDowell. Those are your starters. Again, brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. Rebel starters are junior number 2, McKenna Stacy. Sage Tingy, number 10, is your libero. Number 5, a senior, Elizabeth Walentine. Number 6, a senior, Kendall Staple. Number 32, a junior, J.C. Cornea. Number 35, also a senior, Eliana Brown. And senior number 45, Sydney Hatch. So Stacy, Walentine, Staple, Cornea, Brown, and Hatch with Tingy as a libero. The starters, again, brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. Your Laketown Ledger brought to you by the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown. Again, looking back at the Rebels versus Bears series. And the Rebels had won 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in a row in this series. Actually, make that 13 going back to 2010. And, in fact, 2010 was the last time that Bear Lake had beat Rich prior to last year when Bear Lake won in 3 straight sets at Bear Lake High School. That was after the Rebels had beat Bear Lake 3-2 in the Cokeville tournament, and then the Bears turned around the next week and swept the Rebels 3-0. 18 wins, 2 losses for the Rebels in this series against Bear Lake dating back to 2006. We'll pause just a moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
At Rich High School, getting ready for the first serve of tonight's match, brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea, give her a call today, 435-779-0012. She'll give you the personal service that you're looking for in making such a big decision like buying a home. That's Town & Country Realty. Rich in the black jerseys, blue along the top of the shoulders and arms, white numerals with Rebels on the back across the shoulders. The Bears, blue sleeves with gray jerseys, white numbers, black shorts for both teams. And it appears that Rich is set to serve. The Bears will send their libero in, Elizabeth McDowell, again a senior. You can differentiate her with the white jersey. Rebels also have a libero in a white jersey. Our first set is brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Again, our apologies tonight. Didn't get a chance to hear from Coach Wendy Lamborn on the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. Chelsea Gunderson checks out for the moment. As soon as they move one rotation around, she'll get back in as McDowell checks in on that left back side, and the Rebels send Allie Wallentine back to serve. Wallentine so far this season, 6 service aces in 55 attempts. Delivers, it's received, passed up at the net. The Bears barely dig it out and push it across the nylon by Haley Humphreys. Rebels set it up in the middle. Sydney Hatch cracks it down. Big dig. Jimmy Lloyd set back up front and passed over the net. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Tips it into the block. Deflected and dug up. High and outside, they go to Humphreys. Tapped across. Cornea, nope, that was Stacy with the dig. Back line, Wallentine hits it to the back line. And Parker digs it up. Set, blocked at the net. Stays on the Bears' side, and the Rebels get the first point, leading 1-0 after a long first rally of this match. Set number 1, again, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, and our first serve presented by Town & Country Realty. Wallentine serving right to left for the Rebels. Passed up front, a decent pass. Setter Jimmy Lloyd, and the Rebels deflect the block. Dug by Wallentine. Cornea high and outside. Stacy cracks it, blocked, and Sydney Hatch digs. Rebels go back to Stacy. She hits it long, asking for a deflection, doesn't get it. It was close. There were some hands up there trying to block, but Stacy just hit it over those hands and out. We're tied at 1. Libero. McDowell serves. Rebels receive, set it up back line, and Wallentine hits it short into the net. 2-1 Bears. Earlier tonight, the freshmen won they took the first set 25-10. The Bears took the second set 26-24. Humphreys serves, or McDowell rather, delivers the serve again. Rebels set high and to the right side, and Sydney Hatch hits it wide and out. Bears lead 3-1 on 3 Rebel hitting errors. In the JV match, Rich took them both, 25-11 in both sets. McDowell serves. Brown overpasses out of bounds, 4-1. McDowell with a strong service, and the Rebels have got to find a good pass. Against the Mountain View Buffaloes, the Rebels passed better than 50%, which was probably the primary reason. If you're going to point to one key, that's probably it for how Rich beat Mountain View. Stacy punches it over. High and in the middle. Gunderson tips it over. Diving. Comprehensive family dental dig by Ellie Brown, and the Rebels tap it across. Set and high into the right side. Hit back line. Wallentine digs. Cornea in the middle. Stacy passes it over. High and up into the middle again. Eliza Sharp for Chelsea Gunderson. Big hit. Rebels block. Dig, but can't get it up off the hardwood a third time. 5-1 Bears lead. And that swing by Gunderson, the power there is going to be tough for the Rebels to contend with tonight. Bears on top 5-1 in the Rolene Kennedy first set. Service into the net, hits the top and rolls over 6-1 on a Bear Lake Bears service ace from McDowell. It's been all McDowell since the Rebels led 1-0. That's 5 straight service points for McDowell. Rebels set it up. Stacy pushes down the line, tipped back up over the net. Rebels hit, dug up again over the net. Sydney Hatch cracks it to the back corner, and McDowell digs for the Bears. High and outside. Jimmy Lloyd pushes to the back corner. That was actually Humphreys. Rebels set it up. Stacy hits back line. The defense right there for Bear Lake. But a double touch on the set for the Bears gives Rich the side out after a 6-0 Bear Lake run. 6-2. Rebels trail with Sydney Hatch serving for Rich. And she serves back line. It's in there. A service ace brought to you by the Crawford Trough. Open after every Rebel home game. It's 6-3. Rebels within 1. Hatch to serve again. She leads the team. That puts her at close to 20 service aces, and she just about gets another. Bear Lake can't control it. It doesn't count as an ace, but it counts for the point. That puts Hatch at actually 22 service aces on the season. Sydney delivers, and McDowell digs. It receives well. Pass and passed over. Hatch able to dig it up. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Cracked into the block and deflected to the ground. Big hit for McKenna Stacy. And the Rebels need more of that. They've got to find that consistency on finishing. And that's to finish. Of course, you can talk about finishing in a match, finishing in a set. it's got to start with finishing at the net on those kills. Sydney Hatch serves again and passed back out of bounds by McDowell. Another Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace, and Sydney Hatch with a couple of aces and some good play from her team. The Rebels have tied it up at 6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hatch delivers another service. Pass on the back line. Lloyd high and outside to Humphreys. Touched across with 2 hands. Cornea sets high and outside to Stacy, and she hits it again. Hard into the block, deflected out of bounds. And Rich takes the lead. 7-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch serving again. Looking for Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace number 24. Doesn't get it. Up off the ceiling. Parker passes it and is passed over. Brown, good pass up front, set in the middle. Staple slaps it lightly across. This time high and in the middle, and Gunderson hits too long. The Rebels lead 8-6. A hitting error by Bear Lake. Hatch just clears the net, clips the top, dives to the floor. A third Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace for Sydney Hatch. I mentioned the Bears on a 6-0 run. The Rebels are on an 8-0 run. Hatch serves long and out, a service error, but we'll trade that error anytime for that kind of a run. 9-7, Rebels lead by 2. That was an 8-0 Rebel run. Sage Tingy in there at libero. The Rebels tip it across. Bears barely dig it up and over. Cornea in the middle. Staple touches it. Lifted with an elbow by Humphreys to keep it alive, and then slapped too long by Eliza Sharp and out. Rebel point. That was some creative touches by both teams to keep that alive, but the Rebels win the rally. 10-7, Rich leads. J.C. Cornea serves. Back line, passed by Parker. High and outside. Humphreys hit, deflected, and Wallentyne digs. Brown high and outside for Stacy. Hit, blocked at the net. Stacy lunges and digs it. Staple pushes back corner. Passed up front by Sharp. Set in the middle. Gunderson tips it over the block. Rebels have 3 blockers right up there in the middle to try and neutralize Gunderson. She says, okay, if you're going to send 3 there, I'll just tip it right over their heads and drop it in for a nice little tap-tap-taparoo kill. 10-8. Rebel lead is down to 2. The Bears took an early 6-1 lead. Rebels went on an 8-0 run. First set brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Stacy taps it down the line. Parker, no, that was Sharp with the dig. Set up high and outside. Rebel block, deflects it high in the air. Brown passes. Staple slaps back line from the middle. And Humphreys digs. Set up high and in the middle to Gunderson. Wallentyne lunges for the dig and hits it to the back wall. 10-9. Bears within 1. Rebels attacking right to left if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. And from our view on the north side of the Rebel Gymnasium looking south, Haley Humphreys serving for the Bears. Cornea, rough pass. Rebels scrambling, barely keep it alive and pass it over. Back line, good pass. Lloyd goes high and outside. Big hit. Rebels block it. It was out of bounds, but the Bears continued to play. Parker will touch it again, and she makes good this time, tapping it over the block for the kill. The touch-style kill. We're tied at 10. Humphreys with the service. Back line. Tingy plays with 2 hands high in the air. Cornea passes, and Wallentyne long push from the very back line to get it over the net. A 50-50 at the net, and Stacy goes up and touches it past Jimmy Lloyd for the Rebel kill. And that puts Rich back on top by 1, 11-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That's some quick athleticism by McKenna Stacy to get up there and knock that one down. Stacy serves, passed by Humphreys up front. Lloyd pushes over, but a 2-touch dump set by by Jimmy Lloyd gives Rich the point and the lead 12-10, despite what the Station on Main scoreboard says. I wish it was 11-2, but Rich is not quite up that much. McKenna Stacy delivers the serve, a laser, and at the last second, the Bears pull arms away and let it go by. Boy, that one had a lot of power on it, a little bit too much. A service error gives Bear Lake the side out, the point, and the service. Gunderson serves. Rebels, great pass. Cornea, tap to Brown, and Eliana touches it across, barely dug. by Gunderson. Rich goes high and outside. Wallenstein cross court. Gunderson digs, and Stacy chases it down in the corner. Rebels set it up again for Wallenstein. Touch down the line. Touched up high by Sharp. High and outside. Big hit, and Kalisha Parker swings right through the Rebel block. We're tied at 12. Boy, she just crushed that through the block, and this is a tough duo with Gunderson coming around in the rotation to the back line. Then you've got Kalisha Parker, who's young, just a sophomore, but a coach's daughter, and she looks polished, especially for a sophomore. Good serve received by Stacy. Rebel set it up for Allie Wallenstein, who hits it down the line right at the face of Eliza Sharp, and she deflects it to her teammates on the bench rather than her teammates on the floor. Rich retakes the lead 13-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That was a Bear Lake Realty kill for Rich. Staple serves. High and outside. Parker hits back line. Stacy barely keeps it alive. So does Cornea, and Brown's pass attempt over the net. No, not over the net. Tied back up at 13. This first set is brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Running jump serve, Jimmy Lloyd. Stacy barely keeps it alive. Got a nice diving pass. Brown pushes it over with two hands. Lloyd high and outside. Parker, big hit, stuffed. Epic recreation block by Sydney Hatch. Sorry, stumbling to get that name out. Humphreys passes it across, and that was McDowell, the libero. Rich goes high and outside. Wallenstein cross court, right in there. Perfect shot by Allie Wallenstein. A precision Bear Lake Realty kill. May be your precision play of the game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankum Dental Services. And Rich retakes the lead 14-13. Ellie Brown's service into the net. We're tied back up at 14. That's 3 service errors by this Rebel team to match their 3 service aces in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Kalisha Parker serves. Stacy's serve receive over to Kaylee Hatch at the scorer's table. Bear Lake back on top after a service error from the Bears, or service ace from the Bears. Parker to serve again with the right hand. Stacy receives. Cornea passes, and in the middle, Wallenstein hits toward the back line. McDowell touched it and immediately started clapping her hands, shaking her head. Why did I play that? Well, it's a Bear Lake Realty kill. It would have been long and out, but McDowell played it, and so the Rebels get the point. Allie Wallenstein, we're back around in the rotation for the first time in this first set. Wallenstein serves an overpass. Stacy tries to push it back past and ended up lifting it and to keep it in the air. 16-15 point to the Bears. A tight first set. Rebel JV team had no trouble. 25-11 in both sets 1 and 2. Brown passes backwards. Wallenstein is there, and Cornea passes it over. McDowell, good pass up front. Lloyd, easy set for Gunderson in the middle. Big hit. Rebels deflected in the air and keep it alive. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Push to the back line. Parker passes. Lloyd high and right side and tapped down the line by Eliza Sharp. Great touch and a kill for Eliza Sharp. Saw the spot and nailed it in the back corner. Rebels had nobody there. We're back around to McDowell serving. She scored 6 straight Bear Lake points when she came around to serve the first time. Staple receives. Cornea's set. She was looking for a quick outside set for Sydney Hatch. Hatch was looking for a medium or a high set, and that one drops to the floor without an attack. And McDowell to serve again. The senior libero. Staple receives. Decent pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy punches it to the back line. Parker then to Jimmy Lloyd. Big swing by Haley Humphreys. Too big. 18-16. Rebels within 2. Sydney Hatch back to serve. She served 3 aces as part of an 8-0 run for the Rebels earlier in this Rolene Kennedy first set. McDowell receives. Lloyd sets to the 10-foot line, and Gunderson pushes it over with 2 hands. Rebels don't get a great dig, scramble a bit, and pass it over. Gunderson, great pass up front to Lloyd. Dump set, Hatch digs, and Cornea will set high and outside. Stacy's hit, blocked, and Stacy and Staple. A little bit of I wouldn't say a collision, a bump right there in front of the net as the two of them looked to dig that up, but neither one did. 19-16, Bears lead by 3. Eliza Sharp, high rainbow serve. Tingy digs or receives. Rebels set it up. Stacy, big hit, deflected by the block, barely kept in the air. Dump set, Tingy dives, but a Bear is in the net. Point to the Rebels. 19-17. Rich trails by 2. Rich at one point led 9-6. That's been their biggest lead for the Rebels. High and in the middle. Gunderson, epic recreation block. Eliana Brown, monster stuff. 19-18. Mark that one down as an epic block by Ellie. Maybe another candidate for the McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the game. Bears scramble. Gunderson over her head. Passes over the net too long, and we're tied at 19. Just when the Bears were trying to run away with it, the Rebels climb back and tie it up at 19 with a timeout on the floor. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, 435-793-4208.
This is Rich Rebel Senior, Allie Walentine, and you're tuned into Rich High School Volleyball on KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
Tied up at 19. Each team has had its share of leads. The Bears have had the biggest lead in this first set, 6-1. Rebels have led by 3. The Bears led by 3 just moments ago, but Rich has clawed back in and tied it up. And J.C. Cornea delivers a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. J.C. second on the team behind only Sydney Hatch. Cornea has now 17 aces on the season. And Rich retakes the lead 20-19. Good service again. Bears set it up, but the set too close to the net. Gunderson couldn't tap it over. And Rich pushes the lead out to 2, 21-19. On the Station on Main scoreboard. Cornea's serve overpassed by Sharp. Rebels push back line, and Parker able to dig it up. Set up, and Gunderson pushes with 2 hands. Brown high and outside, too far outside. Stacy couldn't step back far enough and recover. So that brings the Bears back to within 1 as Haley Humphreys steps back to deliver the right-handed serve for Bear Lake. Cross court she goes. Tingy digs. Great pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy taps down the line. Sharp digs. Dump set by Jimmy Lloyd. Brown digs. Cornea high and in the middle. Staple slaps the back line. McDowell digs. Lloyd high and out. Nope, in the middle. Gunderson tips it over the Rebel block and down in front of a diving Sage Tingy. We're tied at 21. Humphreys, the junior, serves. Tingy receives. Cornea high and in the middle. Walentine from the 10-foot line. A jumping attack, and the Bears dig it up. Set for Parker. Hit long and out. Great decision last fraction of a second by, I think it was Cornea, to hold back and not play that ball. The hitting error gives Rich a 1-point lead, 22-21 in the first set. McKenna Stacy, service error long and wide, just a little outside. Ties us up at 22. That's the Rebels' 4th service error of the set. But they've got 4 service aces to even that out, balance it out. Staple receives, great pass. Cornea's set, too close to the net. Brown can't do anything with it. And the Bears retake the lead at 23-22. Coach Lamborn will take a timeout, and we'll take one as well. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Eliana Brown, and you're watching Rich High School Volleyball on Rebel Radio and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cache Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Bears on top, 23-22 in the first set. Gunderson serves. Staple receives. Cornea high and outside for A-Wall. Tipped by the block and passed up into the middle. Kalisha Parker hits, Rebels block. Dug up, passed over. Stacy passes up front. Cornea set. Staple hits. Back line. Was it deflected? The Rebels asking for it. They are not going to get it. Some Rebel fans thought so. I thought it looked like it was deflected as well, but no. And the Bears have a set point in our Rolene Kennedy set number 1. High rainbow serve. Stacy, Cornea high and outside to Wallenstein. Hits, deflected, and dug by Humphreys. Kalisha Parker hits down the line. Cornea. Dump set, Brown, cross court, it is out! And the Bears win. Great idea by Ellie Brown. She just touched it a little too strong. And the Bears win the first set, 25-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A tight first one. We'll hope for a tight second one. Our first one brought to you by Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet, Rolene Kennedy.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net. Bears came from behind to take the first set. Rich was on top 21-19. The Bears outscored Rich 6-1 the rest of the way and won 25-22. Set number 2 is brought to you by the town of Woodruff, Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson with Secretary Lisa Bell. That's the town of Woodruff wishing the Rebels good luck. And here's your Town & Country Realty beginning serve. McDowell delivers, Staple, and then Wallenstein and Stacy pass it over. Pass up front, Jimmy Lloyd, high and outside. Humphreys touches it across, Stacy digs. Set up in the middle, Hatch touches it with one hand, trying to avoid the big block of Chelsea Gunderson. Rebels block Chelsea Gunderson on a hit. Diving dig by Taylor McKee, a comprehensive family dental dig here in this second set. Humphreys hits long for Bear Lake, and Rich leads 1-0. On the floor to start this second set, same five. I'll just recap it. Hatch, Wallenstein, McKee, Staple, Stacy, and Cornea on the floor. And Hatch serves long to tie things up at 1. Rebels had 4 service aces to go along with 4 service errors in set number 1. The Bears had no errors, 2 aces. Rich goes high and outside to Stacy after the Bear Lake serve, and it overpasses, tapped down. A happy birthday to Kendall Staple for a Bear Lake Realty kill, and the Rebels retake the lead 2-1. Bear Lake Realty is your Bear Lake home and investment experts. Visit bearlakerealty.com. J.C. Cornea serving left to right for Rich. Passed up front. Jimmy Lloyd just has to pass it over. So does J.C. Cornea with 2 hands. High and in the middle. Gunderson hits hard. The Rebels able to deflect, keep it alive, and push it across. Staple hits low into the net where Bears. Did I give somebody an extra point? I've got the Bears leading 3-2 after that misfire by Rich. Tingy passes. Cornea. A medium set in the middle, and Gunderson puts a lid on it. 4-2. That was, remember, Dikembe Mutombo? She's wagging the finger right now. She could be after a block like that. 3-2 Bears lead. You can hear their student section. They're down here to our left, across from the Rebel student section. Bears keep it alive, but misfire over the net and out. 4-3. The station on main scoreboard says 3-3. I think they've shorted Bear Lake 1 point. Mackenzie Smith checks into the match to serve. Mackenzie had 7 service aces on the weekend at Bear Lake, or at Cokeville rather, and delivers a nice one here. Good pass. Lloyd high and outside. Rebels stuff Kalisha Parker's hit. Jimmy Lloyd passes back over on the dump set. Rebels push down the line, and Allie Wallentyne drops it in. It was deflected. Might have been out of bounds, but Wallentyne got the deflection, and Rich leads 4-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Mackenzie Smith serving again. She hears it from the Bear Lake student section, and McDowell passes. Set up. Gunderson pushes down the line. A diving dig attempt by Mackenzie Smith, and she can't quite get there. That ties us up at 4. Now, again, I've got that Bear Lake should be on top 5-4 on my score sheet, but we'll continue to give you the score that's shown on your station on main scoreboard. Chelsea Gunderson serves. Stacy's pass up at the net. I don't know how J.C. Cornea got there. She did. Tapped right back to Rich and to the floor. Rebels can't dig it up. 5-4. Bears lead. Annie Peart to check into the game. Rebels in that first set again lost a close one, 25-22. It was 21-19 Rebels, and the Bears scored 6 of the final 7 points to win the first set. Stacy, good pass. Cornea high and outside for Wallentyne. Her hit blocked. Cornea goes high and outside again, and this time Wallentyne taps it over the block and in for a Bear Lake Realty kill. I have a hard time calling a hit like that a kill. I want to say, like, for the, like instead of fired, you let them go. Instead of killing, you put them down maybe, kick the bucket. Hatch hits after the dig up a big hit by Kalisha Parker. Bears set it up again for Parker, and she follows Wallentyne's example. Hit it hard the first time, then tap it the second time for the point. 6-5, Bears lead on the station on main scoreboard. Setter, Jimmy Lloyd serves. Rebels able to dig. Set high and outside. Wallentyne cross court, and McDowell digs it up to the Rebel fans to our right. Those are some Bears fans. 6-6, we're tied up on the station on main scoreboard. Again, the Bears took the first set in close fashion. We're tied in town of Woodruff, second set. Brown serves, and a double hit gives Rich the lead, 7-6. On the station on main scoreboard here in this town of Woodruff second set. Ellie Brown serving for Rich, left to right if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. And Kalisha Parker at the last second ducks away to tie things back up at 7. Second service error of the set for the Rich Rebels. The Bears have yet to serve an error in the match. Peart digs, Cornea sets, Wallentyne hits cross court just wide. 8-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Bear Lake leads Sophomore Kalisha Parker serving from right in the middle of that back line, serving right to left if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Cornea high and outside for Hatch, and her hit dug the wrong direction by Haley Humphreys. Sydney Hatch with a Bear Lake Realty kill. Hatch by the numbers, I think second on the team in hit percentage, maybe third on the team in hit percentage, and second on the team in kill percentage. So she's getting a lot of kills for this team so far. Bears struggle, and Eliza Sharp misfires, hitting it right into the net to put Rich back on top, 9-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Allie Wallenstein just low. A third service error of the second set for the Rebels. Gives the service back to Bear Lake, and the libero, Elizabeth McDowell, the running jump serve, right-handed. Stacy receives out of bounds. Rebels keep it alive, and Wallenstein passes it over the top. Lloyd high and in the middle. Gunderson hits hard. A comprehensive family dental dig by Wallenstein. Rebels hit, blocked back at him. They dig it out of bounds. 10-9 Bears with the lead. McDowell to serve again. Taylor McKee receives. Cornea high on the right side. Hatch hits. Blocked and dug by Humphreys. Pass back over, but a two-handed or a double touch ties it back up at 10. Point to the Rebels. Sydney Hatch to serve again for Rich. Rich looking for its first Crawford Trump and Randolph service ace of this second set. Not going to get it here as Hatch serves into the net. A fourth service error of the set. The Bears 11 points. And again, more than a third of those have come off of Rebel service errors. Stacy high and outside. Hits hard. Blocked out of bounds. It hit the antenna. And we're tied back up at 11. Ellie Brown checks in again for Taylor McKee. Coach Lamborn putting in some younger players. We have Annie Peart in there currently. Serve, receive, shanked off to the side. There's your Crawford Trough and Randolph first service ace of the evening of this second set. It's JC Cornea. Almost a second one in a row. The Bears barely dig it up. They get a great set by Lloyd. She passed it over her head like a regular pass, and Gunderson went up and smashed it. 12 all on the Station on Main scoreboard. Haley Humphreys serving for Bear Lake. A slow-moving floater serve. Rebels set it up, and Stacy hits to the block, deflected off the side of Gunderson's hands and to the floor. Puts Rich back on top, 13-12. Mackenzie Smith serving. Smith, the standing service. Passed up at the net. Lloyd went up high, tried to tip it to herself, but couldn't get up high enough. And Rich leads 14-12. Mark down that Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. A second one in a row for Mackenzie Smith as McDowell shanks that off to her teammates on the bench. Smith serves again with Rich on top, 15-12. Smith and the Rebels attacking left to right at mylocalradio.com. Lloyd high and outside. Kalisha Parker puts an end to that Rebel run with a statement hit. She lays the hammer down. And the Rebel lead drops to 2, 15-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Big hit by Kalisha Parker. Boy, she's going to be scary in a couple of years as a senior. She's a sophomore right now with that kind of power. Peart receives. Good pass. Cornea high and outside for Wallenstein. A-Wall crushes it right at Gunderson, who shanks it off to Bailey Armstrong. Problem is Bailey is on the bench for the Bears, and Rich pushes the lead back out to 3, 16-13. Peart winds and delivers for Rich. Lloyd high and in the middle at the 10-foot line. What a roll attack by the Bears. Who was that? Lydia Johnson with the kill. And the Rebel block set up right in front of Johnson. She just rolled it off to her right and on the floor. Running jump serve. Rebels receive. Good pass by Stacy. Cornea high and outside. Walentine back line, just long. Humphreys was diving for it but didn't get it. The Rebels are asking for a tip and get the tip. Humphreys made a great effort at it, and I thought she got there, and apparently she did. 17-14, Rich leads. Timeout on the floor. We'll take 1-2. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, 435-793-4208.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Ken Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Rich Rebels!
Back in Randolph at Rich High School, where the Bears took the first set 25-22. The Rebels lead set 2, 17-14. Ellie Brown serves down the line. Bears receive, pass, and smack from the 10-foot line. Barely get it over. Rebels set it up. Hatch hits. Lloyd digs. High and outside for Parker. Crushed, and a comprehensive family dental dig by Stacy. Walentine hits. A dig by McDowell. High and in the middle, touched over by Johnson. Rebels able to dig it fairly easily. Set it up again for Walentine, who tries to touch it over and touches too softly. Cuts the lead to 2, 17-15 Rebels. Peart, McKee, and Stacy on the back line. Cornea, Hatch, and Walentine on the front line. Service is long. There's your first service error of the match by the Bear Lake Bears. They had not served an error until that one. Allie Walentine serving for Rich, left to right. Back line in there, no question. Boy, Parker and Johnson were right there. Maybe I misunderstood their body language. It looked to me like they both thought it was long. Maybe they both thought the other would take it. Either way, it's a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace for Allie Walentine. And the Rich Rebels lead 19-16. Walentine serves again. Parker, high pass. Lloyd back set, hit down the line. Dug by Walentine. Comprehensive family dental dig. Rebels dump set, pass back over. Hatch goes up, cracks it down. Punched up toward the net by McDowell on the dig. And Rich gets the Bear Lake Realty kill. 20-15. Rich leads by 5 in set number 2. Brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Coach Wendy Parker takes a timeout, but we'll keep it right here. My cameraman, Rob Leifson, says, you want to keep it here for the fan cam? He's reading my thoughts. That's better. You read my mind better than I read my wife's mind, Rob. That's a little scary. I'm not good at it. You're a little better. Rebel student section across the way. Rebel football team, the freshmen today at North Summit. So the crowds, the fan section, maybe a little bit sparse across the way. It's a little bit of a mosh pit over there. I don't know if, I guess Principal Larson's right there. He's okay with it. Bear Lake Realty. Your Bear Lake home and investment experts, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Call Gary and Amber today at 435-946-8888. There's Gary, his better half, and a son over there too. Across the way, cheering on the Rebels tonight in Randolph. The Rebels lead 20-15 in set 2 after the Bears took the first. Walentine serves, and this one is long. Service error. Brings Bear Lake to within 4, 20-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And our internet going up and down. Our apologies. I'll keep an eye on that internet. If it becomes an issue, Preston, just let me know. Passed high. Cornea passes on the second touch, and Stacy passes it over the net. High and outside, but back 10-foot line, and 2 hits on that last touch by Bear Lake. Puts Rich back up by 5, 21-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch serving, and she goes back line. McDowell passes up front. Jimmy Lloyd high and in the middle. Gunderson destroys that one for the kill, 21-17. Well, that was like a Roy Hobbs hit the leather off the ball in the natural type of hit. She crushed it. Eliza Sharp just clears the net. A diving reception by Taylor McKee keeps it alive. High and outside. Back away from the net by Haley Humphreys. Rebels pass over the net out of bounds. 21-19. Bears within 3. This is about the same point. Rebels had a 21-19 lead in set 1, and the Bears scored 6 of the final 7 points to win. McKee's pass right at the net. Cornea touches it across. Dug by Sharp, set up to Gunderson. Big hit. Walentine's dig off to the bleachers. The Bears are within 2. Does Coach Lamborn take a timeout here? Not quite yet. Eliza Sharp serving with the Bears 2 points down. High rainbow serve. Tingy passes Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Passed up front. Lloyd dumps it. Cornea's there. McKee passes, sets in the middle. Peart back corner, touched, and there's the Peart magic. It's not the power, it's the placement by the Pearts. Savannah did it. Ellen did it. I'm guessing Emma did it. And Annie does it. 22-19, Rebels lead. JC Cornea to serve. Beautiful floater serve, absolutely rotation free. Gunderson hits long, and the Rebels lead 23-19. Cornea to serve again for the Rebels. Hits the top of the net, rolls over a Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace. JC Cornea's third of the set, and the Rebels have a set point, 24-19. Cornea serves, back line, past Kalisha Parker backwards. Sharp saves it, and Jimmy Lloyd passes it over. Walentine, perfect pass up to Cornea. High and outside. Stacy crushes it beyond the back line, but it was touched. The Bears say, no, we didn't touch it. The official says, yes, you did. Set 2 in the books. Rebels win 25-19. In the town of Woodruff, set number 2, brought to you by Mayor Scott Sabie, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell.
This is Rich Rebels Senior Sydney Hatch with live coverage of Rich High volleyball action on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Bears took the first set 25-22. Rebels had a similar lead in the second set, 21-19. In the first set, they gave that lead up. In the second set, the Rebels held on and won 25-19. Third set brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. That's the Rich County Government. Here's your Town and Country Realty beginning serve. Sydney Hatch, Crawford Trough Randolph service ace as McDowell shanks it. She almost made a basket on the hoop that's lifted up almost to the ceiling. It was shanked on a straight line back to the backboard. Hatch to serve again for Rich. Rebels attacking right to left in this third set brought to you by Rich County Government. Bears receive, not a strong attack, but they get it back over. Stacy hits long and we're tied at 1. Again, the Bears in the gray jerseys with blue sleeves and white numbers. Got a lot of Bear claw marks on the front of that jersey. Tingy passes up front. Cornea high and outside. Stacy hits, stuffed. Rebels dig. Cornea into the middle. This time Staple hits, and McDowell digs it up. High and to the right side, hit long by Sharp. Rebel point. Rich leads 2-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ellie Brown checks in for the front row, and her blocking abilities leads the team in blocks this season. Cornea delivers the service. McDowell receives, set high at the 10-foot line. Gunderson taps it over, pancake dig. Comprehensive Family Dental dig of the game, J.C. Cornea, but the Rebel pass goes up, over, and out. Wow, what a dig by J.C. Cornea. Got that pancake hand underneath it and got some air underneath it. That's a tough thing to do. Sharp passes, Wallenstein, good receive. And a pass. Stacy hits long from the high and outside set. Bears back on top, 3-2. Eliza Sharp serving, the junior. Got 5 seniors on this Bear Lake team. 3 of them start. 2 of them started. Cornea dump set. Sharp punches it up at the net. Lloyd, a palm heel strike to get that over the nylon. Rebels set goes high and outside. Too far outside. 4-2 Bears, as Stacy had to adjust and couldn't get the ball over the net. Sharp serves again. High Rainbow barely clears the net. Wallenstein able to lunge out and receive it. Stacy passes it over. Gunderson, Lloyd, high and in the middle for Gunderson. Touch across, diving dig goes under the net. 5-2. Rebels, it's a tough thing. You gear up to try and block Gunderson's hit, and then she just touches it. She's been very good on awareness of when to really just smash it and when to touch it over. Rebels, Stacy smashes it too long and out. 6-2. Do the Rebels take a timeout? Not a timeout, but a substitution. Brittany Lamborn in. Coach Wendy Parker thought we had a timeout. She started to bring her team over. The officials say no, it's a substitution. You don't get to talk with your team during this time. Sharp serves. Cornea high and outside to Lamborn, whose hit touches the top of the net, clips over the top and to the floor for a Bear Lake Realty kill. And that attack worked for Brittany Lamborn, who leads the team in kill percentage at 56%. Not a lot of attempts for her, and she serves into the net for a service error. 7-3. Bears lead by 4. Stacy will check back in. And Lamborn got a point, gave a point, checks back out. Haley Humphreys to serve for the Bears. And delivers. Staple digs or passes. Rebels block, or hit is blocked. Wallenstein touches it back across. The Bears dig and push it over. Rich sets it up again for Wallenstein. Gunderson steps back and saves it, keeps it alive, passed over. Cornea high and outside. Again, Rich with the attack. Wallenstein back corner. Dug up by McDowell. Passed up front and passed over. Stacy, great pass up front to Cornea. Wallenstein hits hard again, overpass. Cornea controls it well. Brown in the middle. Staple with the left. McDowell digs and keeps it alive for Bear Lake. Passed up front. Gunderson passes it over the net. Rich again, high and outside. AWOL cracks it back corner. Out. Was it touched? Coach Lamborn asking for the touch, will not get it. And the Bears lead is up to 5, 8-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Stacy cheering her team on, says, let's get it going, girls. Receives poorly. That was a tough serve. It might have been long had Stacy let it go. But the first service error since the first set for the Bears. That's just 3 service errors in the match, or aces rather. But they've only committed 1 service error. Stacy receives better this time. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein cross court at the feet of a diving Elizabeth McDowell, who can't dig it up. Bear Lake Realty kill for Wallenstein and the Rebels. Gets the side out Rich needed. Kendall Staple serves. McDowell, good pass. Lloyd, high back set for Gunderson, who punches it down the line and out. Good eye. I think it was Staple right here on the line, was initially lunging for it, realized right where she was. Great court awareness to let it go, drop out. Staple serves into the net. Another service error for Rich. These service errors starting to pile up. That's the second of the set and the 11th of the match. Bears doubling up the Rebels, 10-5. Gunderson serves. Staple. Cornea in the middle. Hatch hits, deflected by the block. They'll go to Jimmy Lloyd, but Wallenstein goes up. I don't know if she blocked it or the net did, but it was an Epic Recreation block effort by Wallenstein. And that cuts the lead to 4. Brown serves, Humphrey receives, tough reception, and they punch to the back corner by Lydia Johnson, misses for the Bears. Rebel point, Rich within 3, 10-7. Ellie Brown serves, received, passed high and outside. Parker hits long and out. Parker misfired on that, just got underneath it a bit too much. Brown serves again. Passed by Humphreys. Lloyd sets back line. McDowell slaps from the 10-foot line. Good dig for Rich. Rebels set it up. Wallenstein's hit blocked. Back up at the net, 50-50, and Parker goes up and hits it. She hit the net. Rebels asked for that, and they should get it. Some Bear Lake fans furious about that call. But the Rebels get the point, and Rich is within 1. Serve, receive, shanked off by Humphreys. We're tied at 10. Eliana Brown with the Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. Quite a run here for Rich. 5-0. Let's see if Brown can keep it going. You can see the movement on that ball as it crossed the net. Set up, dug by Brown, back line. Stacy keeps it alive, and Brown passes it over. Stacy was headed out the door to get concessions when she saved that thing. Bears hit it over. A pancake dig by Brown. Blocked. Rebels keep it alive. Wallenstein touches it over. Sharp in the middle. Slapped. A roll attack this time by Lydia Johnson into the net. Rebels get the point, and let's go back to a couple of big plays. Stacy heading out the back doors to dig it out, and then Brown with a pancake dig. Brown serves. Wallenstein passes high after the Bears just passed it right over. Hatch, and then Parker hits long. No, that was Jimmy Lloyd. Tried to catch the Rebels by surprise and just pass it over. And hit it too long. The Rebels lead 12-10. Pass up front. Lloyd keeps it alive, but she stepped over the line. And the Rebels lead 13-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Coach Parker up off the bench. Doesn't look like she'll take a timeout. Just some words of encouragement for her team. As Ellie Brown serves again. Humphreys passes Lloyd high and outside that was Kalisha Parker. She hits. Diving dig by Brown, and the Rebels pass it over. Lloyd again, the dump set. Cornea high and in the middle. Hatch hits, deflected by the block, high in the air. Sharp, high and outside for Parker. Touched through the Rebel block and to the floor. 13-11. The 8-0 Rebel run comes to an end with Rich leading 13-11. We'll pause a moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
Bears serving. It's the setter, Jimmy Lloyd. Rebels receive. Cornea high and outside. Hatch, cross court, perfect spot. She threads the needle between the defenders. 14-11. That was decent power, but more important on that hit by Hatch was where she hit it. Found the hole in the D. Wallenstein serving and back line passed high and off to the side. Lloyd travels a long ways to get there. The Bears keep it alive. Wallenstein punches it over. Kalisha Parker collided with the post after she punched that ball over the net. She went down with good reason. The officials stopped the play. Parker gets a round of applause as she's up and ready to roll. Wallenstein serving will do this one again. And her service goes into the net. A service error. And Parker, the toughness, she hit that post pretty hard. And she'll drop back to serve for the Bears. Kalisha serves. Staple receives. Cornea with a dump set. Bears right there for it. Hit by Sharp. Pancake dig Staple, but not high enough in the air. Rich can't get it after that. 14-12. Make it 14-13. Bears within one. Sydney Hatch serving. No, that's Kalisha Parker serving for Bear Lake. McKenna Stacy receives. Cornea sets for Stacy. Hit hard. Dug up out of bounds by Parker. A Bear Lake Realty kill by Stacy. Bear Lake Realty is the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today to work with the home and investment experts of Bear Lake. Now it's Sydney Hatch serving, and she delivers a strong one. Passed on the back line, set high and outside, hit long by Humphreys. Did the Rebels deflect it? The Bears asked for that. The officials say no, ma'am, and Rich leads 16-13. Third set is brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Hatch with the Rebel serve. Received by Johnson. They set it up high on the right side. Eliza Sharp pushes it down the line. Wallenstein lunges and gets there for the comprehensive family dental dig. Rich passes it over. Sharp again high and outside. Humphreys hits. Blocked by the Rebels. No, blocked by the net. A fourth hit for Bear Lake gives Rich the point. 17-13. And Coach Wendy Parker takes a timeout. Timeout on the floor, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. Here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by CAD Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at CAD Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
17-13 Rebels lead. They had a 21-19 lead in the first set, but Bear Lake came from behind to win. Rich had a 21-18 lead in the second set and held on for a 25-19 win. 17-13, Rich on top with Sydney Hatch serving for Rich. Good pass by Parker. Lloyd into the middle, Sharp, back line. Wallenstein with the comprehensive family dental dig. Staple hits cross-court, diving dig by McDowell, passed over. Rich sets it up, Cornea high and outside. Stacy's hit, blocked down the line of the net. Bear Lake side, Bear Lake Realty kill, 18-13, Rich leads. The Station on Main, your scoreboard sponsor this year. The Station on Main, how convenient. Hatch, back line, just long. Whew. That one by centimeters. A service error gives Bear Lake the point. 18-14, a 4-point Rebel lead. McDowell serves. Taylor McKee, good pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy's hit too low into the net. 18-15. It was 10-5 Bears. The Rebels outscored Bear Lake 13-4 for that bit of a stretch. Serve receive, this time high back line. Tingy passes up front. Stacy passes it over. Right into the middle, and the Bears struggle a little bit to keep it alive, but they get it to Humphreys, who hits into the net. Bear Lake, Rebel point rather, 19-15. Rich leads on the Station on Main scoreboard. J.C. Cornea serving. Brown, Stacy, and Staple on the front line. Tingy, Walentine, and Cornea on the back line. And J.C., I don't know if that ball came out funny. It landed, it hit right into the net. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 service errors in this third set by Rich. It's a 19-11 lead without those service errors. Still a 19-16 lead for Rich. Tingy dives for the serve receive. The Rebels hit from the back line. Set up in the middle. Gunderson taps it. Staple goes right back up and cracks it to the back corner. The Bears can't recover. And Kendall Staple anticipates Gunderson's soft touch attack. Plays it perfectly. And gets the Bear Lake Realty kill and the Rebel point. 20-16. Rich leads by 4. McKenna Stacy running jump serve. McDowell just digs it up. And the Bears pass it over. Stacy, good pass up front. Cornea high and outside. Walentine hit. Gunderson blocks and then bumps it high in the air. Set high and outside. Humphreys passes it over with 2 hands. Rebels set it up again for Walentine. Cross court hit. McDowell with the dig. Sharp high and outside. Humphreys pushes it over again. Stacy, a diving comprehensive family dental dig. Back to the Bears. They'll pass it over. Cornea, a low pass. Brown high and outside. Walentine to the back corner. McDowell digs, and nobody else could get there. Lloyd was behind Gunderson. Gunderson realized it too late, lunged out, and fell short. 21-16, the Rebels lead. The Bears, led by Coach Wendy Parker, take a timeout, and we'll take a quick one as well on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. The timeout brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
I'd like to bring in my guest analyst here, Rob, and ask you, do the girls, do they fight a little harder after what happened to the football team at Bear Lake last Friday? Maybe a little more emotion in it after that 40-0 loss on the football field. Rebels serve, Bears pass over. Cornea sets high outside. Walentine's hit low into the net, 21-17. Bears trail but have the service. They were down 21-19 in the first set and came back to win. Haley Humphreys serves. Stacy receives. Cornea high and outside. Walentine hits back corner. McDowell misplays it backwards. A lunging effort. Great effort by Kalisha Parker, but couldn't quite get there. 22-17. Rebels lead by 5. Again, Bear Lake took the first, 25-22. Rich took the second, 25-19. Kendall Staple serving. Passed. McDowell. Parker pushes over. Hatches hit. Can't clear the net. The Rebels just didn't get enough air underneath it, and nobody else could play it. 22-18. Chelsea Gunderson serving. Gunderson, a senior this year. Staple, nice pass. Cornea in the middle. Walentine hits, deflected by the block. Sharp digs high and in the middle. Johnson's roll attack. She had 1 roll attack in the first set that was unbelievable. Just fantastic, perfect. But since then, 3 or 4 of them have hit into the net. And the Rebels lead 23-18. Ellie Brown serves. Parker receives, set high and outside to Parker. Hit, blocked. Big Epic Recreation block by Hatch. Dig into the net, and the Rebels have a set point, 24-18. Big time Epic Recreation block of the game right there by Sydney Hatch. Ellie Brown serves, and almost a Crawford Trophy Randolph ace. It just as good as one. 2 hits on the set by the libero by Elizabeth McDowell, and Rich takes the third set, 25-18. This third set has been brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Rich leads 2-1 with set number 4 when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District. Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help with residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Fourth set coming up. Rebels have jumped out, have scored the first point in each of the first 3 sets. They lost the first set, 25-22, but then won sets 2 and 3, 25-19 and 25-18, respectively. We've got the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show coming up, but let's not jump ahead too far, too fast. Rebels lead 2-1, and as we get set to start set number 4. Beginning serve brought to you by the Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah, Idaho. That's Pam Cornea, 435-779-0012. Our camera today is brought to you, let me mention first, the Aces by the Crawford Trough, Blocks by Epic Recreation, and Digs by Comprehensive Family Dental. And the camera by Bear Lake Realty. Service by Eliza Sharp. Rebels receive. Set high left side, and Hatch passes it over with 2 hands. Bears pass it over. Hatch digs. Cornea touches back line, and Brown has to pass it over. McDowell diving dig. Neither team has set up a nice attack yet. Let's see if Rich gets it here. They do, and Hatch hits it past. Got it around Gunderson. Nice attack, and a Bear Lake Realty kill by Sydney Hatch. Seeing where Gunderson was, and the Bears' block has been good enough for a lot of this match that Gunderson the only one they're trying to block. With somebody who's 6'2", 6'3", I guess you can afford that kind of luxury. Serve receive poor, second touch poor, third touch into the net for the Bears, and Rich leads 2-0. In each of the first 3 sets, the Bears had tied it back up at 1 after the Rebels took a 1-0 lead. Ellie Brown down the line. Humphreys receives. They set it up in the middle. Gunderson hits long. Rebels didn't even try to touch it. 3-0. That was a quick set in the middle, maybe a medium, like a 2 set. The 1 set is a real quick 1-2. Medium 3 is a high set. That was about a 2. Brown serves. Humphreys again receives. Set high and in the middle. Gunderson touches. Rebels bump or touch it with 1 hand and pass it over on the 3rd touch. Again, high and in the middle. This time, Gunderson gets the angle right and crushes it to the back line. 3-1. Rebel lead is 2. fourth set. Rich leads 2-1. Rebels come in at 2-4. Bears come in at 2-4. Both teams played one match before Cokeville, and then both went 1-4 at Cokeville. Staple receives. Cornea passes. It goes over the net 50-50, and Jimmy Lloyd goes up and smacks it down. 3-2. Bears within one with the service. Haley Humphreys, one of two junior starters for this Bear Lake Bears team. Staple, good pass in the middle. The Rebels set it up. Wallenstein touches it past Gunderson, and the Bears scramble a bit but get it over. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein approaches, hits down the line. Diving dig by Sharp, passed over again. Stacy passes up front. Cornea high and in the middle. Hatch hits. Hatch digs after a Gunderson block, and Rich pushes it over. Lloyd in the middle. Gunderson hits hard. Rebel block is there. Dug up, set high and outside for Wallenstein. AWOL to the back line. Humphreys in the middle digs. High and outside to Kalisha. Parker touched. Taylor McKee with a diving dig keeps it alive. A comprehensive family dental dig. And the Bears touch it over. Hatch passes. Cornea high and outside again to Wallenstein. This time cross court in there. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Allie Wallenstein. Let's go back to that Bear Lake, or that comprehensive family dental dig by Taylor McKee. Fantastic. Kept the thing going as a pancake dig. Gunderson tries to touch cross court. Touch is too soft. And Rich leads 5-2. Wallenstein serving with Rich up 2-1. The Rebel JV team crushed Bear Lake 25-11 in two straight. Serve receive. They set it up high and in the middle. Gunderson hits hard. Rebel block deflects. Wallenstein digs. Another comprehensive family dental dig, and then Stacy hits low into the net. Bears get the point 5-3. You can hear the Bears student section chanting at the Rebel student section earlier. 40-0, 40-0. Into the game, checks Bailey Armstrong. This Bears team has 5 seniors. 3 of them start. This is the first we've seen of Armstrong. And she'll deliver a running jump serve right to left. It's a arching serve, and the Rebels get a dump set from Cornea. Dug up. Lloyd dumps it back. McKee is there. Cornea high and outside. Stacy hits long. Her last one went into the net, and this one goes beyond the back line. 5-4. Rich lead is 1. Armstrong with another service. McKee, good pass. Cornea high and left side. Stacy has to back up and push it over with 2 hands. Parker with a big hit. Rebels dig. Wallenstein. Cornea keeps it alive, and Hatch passes it over. Might have been 2 touches, but the officials keep it going. Hatch blocks, digs, and Stacy passes it down the line. High and outside. Parker hits. Wallenstein, a comprehensive family dental dig. Cornea in the middle. Hatch hits. Eliza Sharp digs it. High and in the middle. Johnson's hit. Rebels dig. It was Staple. And then McKenna Stacy passes it over. Bears from the back line. Kalisha Parker hits. Wallenstein passes up front. Dump set by Cornea. Passed out of bounds. Kept in the air by Lloyd and passed over by Parker. Rebels go high and outside. Stacy hits. Dug up out of bounds. Another long rally that goes back and forth, and the Rebels win it. That's been a storyline of tonight's match. The Rebels winning those long rallies. And you go back to that 2016 year when the Rebels won state. They maybe had more hitting power that year, but that was a signature of that team, to win those long rallies and just play mistake-free until the other team makes a mistake. And there's an overpass, which Kendall Staple goes up and pops to the back line and in. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Kendall Staple. And she just wrapped that thing to the back line for a Rebel point. Sydney Hatch serves. Back line. Oh, might have been out had Humphreys let it go, but she plays it. They go get a good pass. Parker hits into the block. J.C. Cornea, an epic recreation block to the floor. Parker hit that hard, and Cornea had the hands perfect, the timing perfect. That's an epic recreation block of the game. McDowell passes high. Jimmy Lloyd in the middle. Johnson hits. Blocked by Staple. Tipped back by Johnson. The Rebels dig. Set it up for Stacy's hit into the net. 8-5. Good power on that hit by Stacy, but she's just over the top of it. Maybe thinking that set is a little higher. Her timing just a bit off. Service from Bear Lake. Rebels, good pass. Cornea and Stacy passes it over with two hands. Lloyd high and outside for Parker. Big hit, blocked and kept in the air, but a lift by Rich gives Bear Lake the point. Jimmy Lloyd, senior setter, serving. Cornea high and outside. Stacy touches it across. Parker digs. Lloyd high and outside to Parker. Blocked by Staple to the back line. Another Epic Recreation block of the game, this time by Kendall Staple. And the Rebels lead 9-6. What a stuff by Kendall Staple. She's still talking about that block with McKenna Stacy. Lloyd passes outside. Sharp hits down the line. Cornea digs. Rich sets it in the middle. Staple hits too long. Out of bounds. Point to the Bears. 9-7. Rich leads by 2. Bears took the first set 25-22. Rebels took sets 2 and 3. We're in set 4 with the Rebels on top 2-1. Parker serves. Rebels serve receive out of bounds. 9-8. Bears within 1. For Bear Lake, that's just I believe a third, make it fourth service ace of the match. Wallenstein from the back line hits. Bears dig it up. They go back set, and Parker, no, that's Sharp hits it to the back corner, ties it up at 9. Bears with the service. Right-handed serve, Kalisha Parker. Wallenstein, decent pass. Cornea, and then Staple hits back corner, just long and out. 10-9, Bears retake the lead. This is their first lead of this fourth set for Bear Lake, and Annie Peart checks into the game. Parker serves again. Wallenstein, pretty good pass. Cornea high in the middle. Peart delivers into the net. A rare hitting error for Annie Peart. She actually leads the team in hit percentage. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. There's the hit we're looking for. Oh, just wide and out. 12-9. Rebels may need a timeout. Coach Lamborn up off the bench to send Brittany Lamborn in. McKenna Stacy will get a breather. She's missed on 5 or 6 straight hit attempts into the net or out of bounds. Kalisha Parker serving. The Bears leading by 3, and Parker does the Rebels a little favor by serving into the net for an error. And again for Bear Lake, that's just the second service error of the match. That's impressive. Brittany Lamborn serves for Rich, passed high, and they set it up in the middle. Hit blocked by Rich. That was Sharp on the hit. Rich passes it over. Lloyd high and a back set for Sharp. Rebels dig. Tingy passes, and Wallenstein slaps it over. Lloyd high and a back set again for Sharp. Hit back line. Cornea digs. Brown dump set, slapped right back to Rich. Tingy digs high and outside. The Rebels go to Wallenstein. Dig is up to the back wall. Rich climbs back to within 1. The Rebels were down by 3, 12-9 moments ago. Brittany Lamborn serving for Rich, attacking left to right on mylocalradio.com. Lamborn serve misses wide and out. Rebels' first service error of this fourth set. Rich leads 2-1. Stacy will check back in. And it may just be that Coach Lamborn wanted to get Stacy out to talk, okay, here's what you're doing wrong. Fix this on your hit, and you'll start scoring more points. Service ace. Rebels thought it would be out, and the ball just dived to the floor, in for the ace. Libero, Elizabeth McDowell, Serving for the Bears. Delivers. Tingy with a diving receive. Rich sets it up. Walentine's hit into the antenna. Rich getting a little lackadaisical here after taking sets 2 and 3. They look like they're trying to cruise in set 4, but they trail 15-11 with a T7 Propane and Woodruff timeout on the floor. We'll be right back on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Rebels hitting percentage way down here in this fourth set. They're taking care of the ball on the service, just one service error, but way too many hitting errors. McDowell serves, Peart receives. Cornea sets high in the middle for Annie Peart, and her hit is dug up. Set, big hit by Gunderson. The Rebels block it right back to the Bears. Gunderson touches it across this time, and Rich able to dig, but two players hit it to pass it over the net, 16-11. The Bears lead up to 5. McDowell serves again for the Bears, right to left at mylocalradio.com. Great pass. Walentine's hit, blocked. Back to Rich's side, but out of bounds. A Bear Lake Realty kill, and you'll take it any way you can get it. Bear Lake Realty, your Bear Lake home and investment experts. You buy a home, you rent it out, so it pays for itself. You can enjoy it sometime as well, and pretty soon you have your own home in beautiful Bear Lake. Talk to Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty to learn how. Kendall Staple, the fantastic serve. The Bears get a good pass, and Gunderson's hit long and out. Just a little outside, as they say. Rich within 3. 16-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Staples serves again. McDowell, decent pass. Lloyd passes, and Sharp touches it over with one hand. Staple digs, Cornea high and in the middle. And Sydney Hatch's hit stuffed. Chelsea Gunderson with another Dikembe Mutombo wagged the finger. Nuh-uh, not right here in the middle. Just crushes it back to the floor with a block. Serve received by Brown. She moved her hands up, moved them down, then got them up, then back down just in time. Rebels pass it over. Gunderson again, the big hit, and Stacy digs. Staple passes, Walentine passes over. Lloyd high and in the middle. Gunderson has to change direction and then touches it into the middle of the Rebel defense. And Rich can't get underneath it. 18-13, Bears lead by 5. Critical points here. The next 2 or 3 points, which way they go will determine this set, I believe. Staple receives. Cornea high and outside to Walentine. A-Wall's hit blocked. She digs. Cornea back set into the middle. Sydney Hatch touches it into the middle of the Bear Lake D and drops it in. 18-14. Rebels got the side out they needed and get back to within 4. Ellie Brown serves. Pretty floater serve. Lloyd high and outside. Humphreys pushes across. Cornea high and outside for Walentine. Touched over the block into the middle. Barely dug up and passed over by Bear Lake. Cornea high and in the middle. Hatch hits past Gunderson. Dug up by Sharp. Dug up into the back wall. That I don't think counts as a Bear Lake Realty kill, but gives the Rebels the point. And Rich is within 3, 18-15. Rich looking to close this match out. They lead 2-1, but they've got a ways to go. Gunderson, the set, she had to stop, go back, and slap it over. Cornea high and outside for Walentine. A-Wall into the middle. Humphreys with a lunging dig. High and in the middle. Gunderson's hit is stuffed. An Epic Recreation block. She hits it back into the net as it came right back to her. 18-16, Rebels within 2 after that big-time Epic Recreation block and another T7 Propane and Woodruff timeout on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Rich on a bit of a roll. They've climbed to within 2. The deficit was as much as 5 a couple different times, but the Rebels have cut that deficit back to 2. We are streaming nothing. Rebels serve. Rich within 2, 18-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Chelsea Gunderson, the set a little too far back from the net again, and she hits it long and out, 18-17. And boy, the dejection in her body language, it looks like she's already lost. Ellie Brown serves. Pass not good. McDowell double hit, and we're tied at 18. The Bears' body language needs to change here if they want to stay in this thing. It's all the momentum was with Rich, and the Bears look like they're ready to be done. Humphreys passes, good pass, Lloyd for Gunderson. Nice touch attack by Chelsea. Drops it in for the kill. That was a Rebel 5-0 run. But the Bears still have the advantage, 19-18. Humphreys serves. Staples pass short. Cornea gets there. Wallenstein slaps to the back line. Humphreys digs. High and in the middle. Gunderson has to go a long ways to get there. Just does. Rebel comprehensive dental diving dig by Cornea. And the Rebels pass it over. High and outside to Parker. Touch across. Brown digs. High and outside to Wallenstein. Big hit into the block. Bear Lake side. We're tied at 19. Wallenstein with the Bear Lake Realty kill. Bear Lake Realty is your Bear Lake home and investment expert. Wallenstein serving left to right for Rich. Tied at 19. Rich leads 2-1. We're in set 4. Pass outside and Gunderson passes it over. Cornea high and in the middle. Hatch, nope, a double hit on the set. Gives Bear Lake the lead back, 20-19. Rich ran away a little bit with sets 2 and 3, especially down the stretch. 25-19, 25-18, respectively, in those final sets, or those second and third sets. Bear Lake took the first set 25-22. And serving again is Bailey Armstrong. Rebels receive, good pass. Cornea back set, Hatch hits, cross court, dug by Sharp. Jimmy Lloyd's set goes over the net, cracked by Cornea, back to Bear Lake. They'll set it up again. Parker's hit, stuffed. Epic Recreation block. High and outside again, double touch on the set. Jimmy Lloyd, not sure if she doesn't like the call or just frustrated with herself, but some definite frustration on her face as that ties things up back at 20. Sydney Hatch. Rebel service, long out, error. Hatch leads the team in service aces, but also leads the team in service errors, unfortunately. That comes with the territory. You serve more aggressively, you'll have a few more errors. Running jump serve for Lloyd. Hits the net. Rebels somehow dig it up. Staple with the touch. Bear Lake Realty kill. Defense had collapsed into the middle, and Staple touched it to a corner where the Bears had nobody. Tied back up at 21, J.C. Cornea serves for the Rebels. Set number 4, Cornea's serve received. Lloyd passes, and McDowell hits. What a hit by Elizabeth McDowell from the 10-foot line. She rolls it over into a Rebel hole of the defense. Nobody there for Rich, and Bear Lake retakes the lead, 22-21. Kalisha Parker serving. Coach Wendy Parker's daughter delivers. Wallenstein's pass way out of bounds, but Stacy keeps it alive, and Tingy passes it over. Jimmy Lloyd, a high back set. Sharp cracks it back cross court. Cornea digs into the ceiling. Rebels keep it alive, and Staple pops it across. Sharp again slaps it over. Cornea dumps it back. Corner, got it in there. McDowell reached up and couldn't touch it. Or maybe she did touch it but didn't control it. And J.C. Cornea's dump set Bear Lake Realty kill ties it up at 22. Rebels lead 2-1, looking to close things out in this fourth set. McKenna Stacy's running jump serve, beauty. But a nice pass, high and in the middle, hit by Sharp into the Rebel block onto the Rebel side. 23-22, Bears wanting to force a fifth set. Lead by 1, 23-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Libero McDowell serving, Staple passes, Cornea high left side for Wallentine, dug up by McDowell. Lloyd back set, Sharp hits, Tingy digs, Cornea high and left side. Wallentine's hit into the net to the floor. Bears with a set point, 24-22. Rebels have trailed for much of this fourth set. Came back and tied it, but that's as close as they've gotten. Stacy receives on its set point. Brown hits down the line. McDowell digs. Set up high and in the middle. Gunderson crushes it into the net. Wrong side of the nylon for the Bears. And the Rebels, it's still set point for the Bears, but Rich has the service. Kendall Staple to serve. And she serves long. I didn't want to say it. Kendall Staple had fewer service errors, or the best serve percentage of anybody on the team. So I didn't want to say, because I knew I'd curse her, that's exactly who you want serving in this type of situation, but she serves just long. The Bears win set 4, 25-23. Force a fifth and final set, which we'll have when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
Fifth set. Bears took the first and fourth, both of them close, 25-22 and 25-23. The Rebels sandwiched in 2 wins in between sets 2 and 3. Rich won 25-19 and 25-18. A close match. And both student sections strong and loud. The Bears were trying to start a dance-off type thing. Rebels didn't go for it. Rich had a 21-19 lead in the first set, and the Bears scored the final 6. Second and third sets, Rich pulled away at the end. They were both fairly close, about a 2 or 3 point lead for Rich, and the Rebels pulled away. Set 4 close from start to finish. Rich had a 4-point lead early, then fell behind by 5, went on a 5-0 run, tied it at 18. But then the Bears outscored Rich 7-5 down the stretch to win 25-23. We head for a fifth and final set. Make sure to stay tuned for our Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. We'll have some Bear Lake Memorial Hospital postgame highlights and the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. We'll also tell you the McKay Frankham Dental Services Precision Play of the Game. That's all coming up in our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Rebel Volleyball back in action tomorrow night. We'll have it right here on KADQ as Rich hosts Manila in the region opener for the 2019 season. Bear Lake will have the Town and Country Realty beginning serve of this fifth final and deciding set. Rebels have taken 1-0 leads in each of the first 4 sets. And in fact, in set 4, they jumped out to a 3-0 lead before Bear Lake scored, but Bear Lake won that set. Staple receives. Cornea, not a good pass, not a good set, and the Rebels don't get it over. Bear Lake leads 1-0. For the first time in the match, the Bears have taken a 1-0 lead to start the set. Eliza Sharp serving. Rebels have Staple, Brown, and Stacy on the back line. Stacy receives. Brown, Cornea passes. Wallenstein hits hard. It's dug up into the ceiling, and it's a Bear Lake Realty kill. The Rebels tie it up at 1. Big hit by Allie Wallenstein for the Bear Lake Realty kill. And boy, when she's on, it doesn't get much better. Ellie Brown serves, and a service ace brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. Kalisha Parker went back as the serve dove down. And Brown with the Crawford Trough in Randolph ace. Ellie looks for another one. Parker shanks it off to the side. Humphreys barely passes it over. Rebels set it up in the middle. Hatch hits, blocked by Gunderson. Bears retake the lead 2-1. I got to eat crow. I said late in that 4th set that the Bears' body language told me they were done, but I read it wrong. They gathered themselves, pulled it together, and showed some of that mental toughness that Coach Wendy Parker wants them to have. Hatch hits cross court. McDowell digs. They set high and outside for Parker. Staple digs for Rich. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein hit off the top of the net, and Sharp digs it up. They set it up into the middle. Gunderson touches it. Great diving effort by Rich. Wallenstein hits down the line, and Sharp digs it up. High into Parker on the left side. Hits the antenna. Her attack gives the Rebels a point, and Rich takes the lead 3-2. Allie Wallenstein serving. Long and out, but it was touched. That Bear Lake player tried to get out of the way at the last second. She did not. I thought it glanced her shoulder, but I wasn't quite sure about it. But the officials were a Rebel point on a Crawford Trough in Randolph service ace. Another one on the back line. McDowell let it go. Wallenstein with 2 consecutive service aces to give the Rebels a 5-2 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wallenstein serves again, and just about another ace. Parker barely keeps it alive, and Lloyd passes it over. High and outside, Cornea to Stacy, dug up at the net. Gunderson, a poor pass. That's why she's not a setter. She's great as a hitter, but that's not the type of touch. A lift is what they call it. Rich leads 6-2, and Coach Wendy Parker asks for a timeout. Does she get it? No, too late. Wallenstein serves. Up front, the pass. Jimmy Lloyd dump set. Stacy set up, hits hard into the block, dug up, passed over. Wallenstein passes up to Cornea, dump set, just clears the net. Pushed back to Rich. McKee passes. Cornea high and outside, and Stacy passes it over. Lloyd, Gunderson passes, and Parker passes over. Staple, nice pass up front. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit hard, blocked right back to the Rebel floor. 6-3, big stuff there for Bear Lake, and maybe Coach Parker glad she didn't quite get there in time to get that timeout. Into the match, serving Bailey Armstrong for the Bears. Bear Lake attacking left to right if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Here in the 5th set, Rich leads 6-3. Cornea, her set at the net, and Hatch goes up and saves the day. Hit, Hatch hits again, and Parker blocks it back to the Rebel side. 6-4. Rebels lead, but the Bears closing in. They've scored 2 straight and have Bailey Armstrong serving. Rich takes a timeout, and we'll take one as well, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
(6-4) Rebels lead. Bears took the first set and the fourth set. Rebels took the second and third sets. We're in set 5. And Rich is on top, 6-4. Rebels had a 6-2 lead moments ago. Service by Armstrong. Good pass. Cornea passes, and Stacy. I spoke too soon. Not a good pass for Rich. A decent pass. Parker's hit. Stuffed. Epic block of the game. Epic Recreation. Rebels dig. Taylor McKee. Cornea high and outside. Stacy touchdown the line. Sharp's pass not good. Humphreys keeps it alive and passed over by the Bears. Cornea passes, or sets. And Stacy hits. Dug up on the ground. What a dig by the Bears to keep it alive. Hatch hits a roll attack. Lloyd, Parker, McKee digs. Cornea just gets there, and Hatch passes it over the net. Johnson, Lloyd, two hits on the set by Lloyd. 7-4. Rich halfway almost in this fifth set to victory. Sydney Hatch serving. Back line, passed up near the net. Lloyd passes backwards, and it's passed over. Hatch passes up front. Good pass. Set up. Stacy hits down the line. Out. Just misfired. 7-5. Bears with the service, trailing by 2. Jimmy Lloyd serving. The senior delivers a running jump serve with the right hand. Diving serve received by Taylor McKee. Good pass. Rebels pass it over. Sharp passes it right back to Rich. Wallenstein up front. Good pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy cracks back corner cross court. Dug by Armstrong. Set high and outside. Sharp hits hard. Rebels deflect and dig. Stacy punches it down the line. Jimmy Lloyd digs. Sharp high and in the middle. Johnson punches it over. Tingy digs. Rich sets. Staple touches it. Gets it past. A Bear was in the net. And Rich leads 8-5. What a touch attack by Staple. The Bears, very scrappy, somehow got underneath that hit. Bears some substitutions, and J.C. Cornea sets to serve for Rich. Cornea, Wallenstein, and Tingy on the back line. Stacy, Staple, and Brown up front. As Johnson touches it, Tingy diving dig, a comprehensive family dental dig. Stacy down the line, a Bear Lake Realty kill. Well, there's the touch attack by McKenna Stacy, and Coach Wendy Parker takes a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. Rich leading 9-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard in set 5 here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
9-5, Rebels lead in set 5. Rich on a 3-0 run, looking to keep it going with Cornea serve. McDowell receives, passes high. Jimmy Lloyd to McDowell, and she slaps it from the back line. Rebels dig. High and outside, Stacy to the back corner. Humphreys, nice pass. Lloyd, a back set for Sharp. Into the net, she hits. Rebels doubling up the Bears, 10-5. Rebels student section, especially the football players in that student section, really crying for the Rebel girls to win this one. After last Friday's loss at Bear Lake, Cornea serves wide and out. First service error of the 5th set for Rich, but the 18th service error of the match. That's part of what's helped give Bear Lake a couple of wins in the match. Wallenstein receives. Good pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy's hit deflected and dug by Parker. Back set. Sharp hits. Cross court. What a spot by Eliza Sharp. 10-7. Bears within 3. And with the service, Kalisha Parker, the sophomore, looking to bring her team back into it. Set number 5. Parker serving left to right at mylocalradio.com. Wallenstein, good pass. Cornea high and outside. Stacy hits. Hard hit into the block, deflected out of bounds. Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake Valley. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Stacy serving 11-7 into the net. A service error, 11-8. Rebels had 3 service aces in the first 5 points of this 5th set. They've got 2 service errors in the last 3 points of the set. Elizabeth McDowell serves. Stacy, good pass. Cornea back set for Brown. Push down the line and a dig by Parker. She read it well. Set up for Gunderson. Hit through the block to the floor. Bears within 2 after that kill by Chelsea Gunderson. 11-9. Rebel lead down to 2. McDowell serving. Rebels need a good pass. I think that's what Wallenstein just shouted to her teammates. Stacy delivers. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein hits. Blocked down the line. Rebels there. Brown dump set. And the Bears dig. Set it up in the middle. Gunderson hits high. Blocked by Rich and kept in the air. Cornea high and outside again for Wallenstein. Touchdown the line. Jimmy Lloyd with the dig. Sharp high and outside to Humphreys. Back line push to Stacy. Rich sets it up. Staple touches it into the middle. Bears barely keep it alive, and Humphreys passes it or smacks it over. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein again. Cross court. It's in there on the line. Right in front of the Rebels student section. It erupts in celebration as the Rebels push out to a 3-point 12-9 lead. Annie Peart in to serve for Rich. The sophomore comes to this near side, the very left side of the Rebel back line, to deliver this service. Peart delivers almost a Crawford Trump in Randolph ace, but an illegal attack on Bear Lake gives Rich a 13-9 lead. I think Coach Parker just may have used her final timeout of the set. 13-9, Rich on top. We'll take a T7 Propane and Woodruff timeout as well and be right back.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live. Well, the officials, one of the coaches for Bear Lake, of course, you've got Wendy Parker, Lauren Lufkin, and Kelly Budge. And the coach is discussing with the down official that may not have been an illegal back row attack. Now the 2 officials are discussing it. And, boy, certainly if they got it wrong, let's get it corrected and get things back, get the score. It would be 12-9. The officials discuss it with each other. They give the explanation to the coach, and it is still 13-9, Rich on top. With the Rebels serving, Annie Peart delivers here in the 5th set. A Crawford Truff in Randolph service ace for Annie Peart. The Bears got some knuckles on it, but couldn't get air underneath it. That was Kalisha Parker, and the Rebels have set and match point. Peart serves, back line. Decent pass by Parker. Set high and in the middle. Gunderson had to go a long way to get there. Hatch taps it back to Bear Lake. They'll set high and again in the middle to Gunderson. Rebels dig. Nope, a lift. 14-10. Bears stay alive for the moment. As Eliza Sharp, the junior, steps back to serve. I like those Oregon Ducks shoes, but that's about it. The blue's about the same as Rich, too. Rebels receive. Wallenstein hits hard. McDowell digs. They keep it alive and pass it over. Stacy up front. Good pass. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein, the big hit. And it's blocked and kept in the air. McDowell passes over again. Wallenstein, good pass again to Cornea. High and outside. AWOL back corner too long. It hits that back corner line judge. Bears again stay alive. 14-11. Set and match point Rebels. Eliza Sharp with her student section cheering her on. Set and match point Rebels. Stacy passes, Cornea high and outside, and Hatch hits through the block, dug by Parker. High and outside to Humphreys. The set was back from the line, but Humphreys adjusts and cracks it into the back corner. 14-12, Bears within 2. Rebels need 1 point to win this set and take the match. Coach Lamborn up to ask for a timeout. Peart passes, Cornea high and outside. Hatch hits cross court, out. 14-13 Bears. They've staved off elimination to the tune of 4 consecutive points. Still set and match point as we take a timeout. We'll keep it right here at Rich High School. And take another look at our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. Rebel student section, do you think they're feeling nervous right now? What are the feelings running through those guys, those students? And the Rebel fans across the way, it looked like a sure thing. Rich was up 14-9, but the Bears have scored 4 straight. And Rich with this timeout, maybe feeling the pressure. I mentioned the Ducks earlier. They were ahead of Auburn last Saturday and gave up a lead late. Sometimes when you play not to lose, you end up losing because you're not playing to win. We'll see if Rich changes mentality a little bit here coming out of the timeout. Eliza Sharp serving. Rebels showing some nervousness in their body language, set to receive. Peart, nice pass. Cornea, high and outside. AWOL cracks it, and it's in there for the victory. A Bear Lake Realty kill by Allie Wallenstein. Wins the set, wins the match, and the Rebels retake the lake with a win in the Bear Lake rivalry. A 3-2 victory for the Rich Rebels over the Bear Lake Bears. 15-13 in the final 5th set. And the Rebels win. Wow. What a match we had here tonight. What a way to start the home season at Rich High School. Rich wins 3-2 over Bear Lake. Stay tuned. Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap on the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show coming up when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the Rich Rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the Rich Rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Welcome to the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show, brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. We've got your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap coming up, but first we pause just for a moment for station identification.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on KADQ Evanston.
It's the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show and the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meat. That's Jimmy John's. Rebels hosting Bear Lake in the season's home opener Thursday night at Rich High School. And Rich held a 21-19 lead late in the first set, but the Bears outscored Rich 6-1 the rest of the way to take the first set 25-20. Set 2, the Rebels pulled away midway through, and they got a bunch of service aces. In fact, 5 service aces in that second set and won 25-19. J.C. Cornea had a service ace late to make it 24-19, and Rich held on to win. In set number 3, it was kind of a similar story. Rebels pulled away. They had an 8-0 run midway through and outscored Bear Lake 13-4 over the one stretch midway through that set. Sydney Hatch had a monster block to make it 24-18, and then Rich scored the final point to win 25-18 in that third set. Rebels had tied it up late in set 4, but Bear Lake held on for a 25-23 win, so we went to a set 5 where Rich jumped out to an early lead and midway through led 10-5. But the Bears never let up. They battled back, got close. Rich pulled away again. It was 14-9. The Bears scored 4 straight points to keep themselves alive. But then the Rich Rebels got that final point to win 15-13. Ali Wallenstein with a kill. And Rich took the match 3-2. The Rebels finished with 19 service errors, 15 aces. Bears had just 2 service errors, but only 5 service aces. But that 2 errors, that's incredible. And that's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. The Rebels win 3-2 in the Bear Lake rivalry. Jimmy John's at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every day. Stay tuned on the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. We have your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital postgame highlights and stats when we return here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
As the hospital closest to Bear Lake, professional medical care is always available at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. As a full-service hospital, Bear Lake Memorial offers an emergency room that's open 24/7. They treat patients of all ages. Other professional services include physicians' clinics, assisted living, home health services, counseling, dialysis, physical, occupational, and speech therapy, orthopedic care, and skilled nursing. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
We're back at Rich High School on the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. Rich, a 3-2 win over the Bear Lake Bears in the Bear Lake rivalry, and Rich extends on the Laketown Ledger. Brought to you by the town of Laketown. Rich extends its domination of Bear Lake over the course of the last 14 years. 19 wins, 2 losses against Bear Lake. Well, here on the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show, it's time to take a look at the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital postgame highlights and stats presented by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Count on us to care. The Rebels, boy, they got some key plays at key moments. Early in that first set, the Rebels were down 6-2. Sydney Hatch served 3 aces as part of an 8-0 Rebel run that put Rich up 9-6. Now, Bear Lake came back to win that match, or that first set, but the Rebels had a big-time kill by Ali Wallenstein midway through. Ellie Brown with an epic block of the game. Rich finished with 19 service errors, but you offset that almost with 15 service aces. And Bear Lake just 2 service errors. That's a very efficient serving team. They had 5 aces and just the 2 errors. Some other stats for you. Rebels got some real big other service aces in the third set. Rebels took the second and third sets, and a big part of that was aces by J.C. Cornea, Mackenzie Smith, Ali Wallenstein, and then again by Cornea late. Some big blocks by Sydney Hatch throughout the match, and the dig effort tonight was fantastic. Comprehensive family dental digs. It was a team effort, and when we talk about Rich and being scrappy, making those plays in critical moments, they certainly got that tonight. And some big digs there. Taylor McKee had a big one in fourth set that helped Rich jump out, go up 4-2 at that point. Again, Bear Lake took the first and fourth sets. Rebels took the second, third, and fifth. And that brings us to our McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. And so many good plays tonight. The digs, the pancake digs by McKee, by Cornea, Hatch's blocks, McKenna Stacy's kills, Smith and Cornea's aces, all those. But I think what it comes down to is going to be that kill, the Bear Lake Realty kill at the end of the match that won the match. It won the set and the match. Allie Wallentine, Rebels, after coming out of a timeout, set it up perfectly. They got a nice pass, and Wallentine did the rest with the Bear Lake Realty kill being your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. McKay Frankham Dental Services at reasonable rates for the whole family. And I tell you what, the care there is excellent. I've been there for dental cleaning, for the teeth cleaning, and I'm not one that enjoys going to the dentist. Maybe negative association because of Little Shop of Horrors and Steve Martin, but either way, it's a pleasant experience at McKay Frankham Dental Services at 170 Arrowhead Drive, number 1 in Evanston. All right, that's your Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights and stats. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, count on us to care. Rebels win 3-2 in the Bear Lake rivalry. Rich improves to 3-4 overall in the season, with region play opening up tomorrow when Manila is in town. We'll tell you more about that and what else is happening the rest of the weekend when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care. In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Back on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Oh, we're back on the Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Apologies, the internet just died on us there for a second, so got things going differently. Anyway, the Mountain Valley Cattle Company post-game show brought to you by Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Rebels with a 3-2 win over Bear Lake, and it's a good warm-up as Rich will get back on the court right here at Rich High School tomorrow night, hosting the Manila Mustangs. And that's a big one tomorrow night for the Rich Rebels. Region play starts tomorrow with that match against Manila. Now, also tomorrow, should mention, Rebel football team a bye, so no football game tomorrow night for Rich Rebel football. They'll get back at it the next Friday, a week from tomorrow at Gunnison. Rebel freshman volleyball team hosts Star Valley tomorrow here at Rich High School, 3:45 p.m. Then the JV team takes on Manila at 5, and our varsity pregame will start at 6:50 right here on KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Also this weekend, Rich Rodeo Club is at the Penguich Rodeo number 1 tomorrow and the Penguich Rodeo number 2 Saturday. The Rich Royal volleyball and football teams get the seasons going this weekend on Saturday at the Mountain View Jamboree. Volleyball matches start at 8 a.m. Football games start at 9 a.m. And that takes us through the rest of the weekend, except one more item. You can tune in here on KDQ for University of Wyoming football as the Cowboys play. They hit the road and I think it's San Marcos, Texas State. The Bobcats at 4 p.m. pregame tomorrow afternoon, or Saturday afternoon, rather, with a 5 p.m. kickoff in Texas State University Bobcat Stadium. Wyoming Cowboys coming off that big win, 37-31 over Mizzou last weekend. Cowboys look to make it 2-0, and go Pokes. That's going to do it for our look ahead, our roundup calendar. Again, don't miss tomorrow night's action as the Rebels host the Manila Mustangs right here at Rich High School in the opening of Region 22 play for the Rich Rebels. Again, our final on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels with the win 15-13 in set number 5 to take the victory over the Bear Lake Bears. For tonight's videographer, Rob Leifson, and our producer, Preston Bush, back in the studio. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ryan Steineckert. We'll talk with you again soon.